Hello and welcome to this week's Got Clutter, Get Organized conversation. I'm excited because Lynn Edwards of Virtual Excellence Business Solution, who has been working with me for over 15 years. Lynn has helped me with images, with my ebooks, so much more. And I can't wait to have a conversation with her because I felt it was necessary. We're in November. And of course, we've got Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, Black Friday. And for those of you who have a small business, full time, part time, side hustler, or even thinking about starting a business in the new year, this conversation is for you because we're going to talk about just a little bit about some decluttering things we need to do as business owners, but also having a time of reflection because it is that season. And most importantly, how to get a jump start on 2026 goals. So, if you or maybe someone you know has a small business, full time, part time, side hustler, you need to tune in as well as they into this conversation. So join me this week. Hello and welcome to Got Clutter, Get Organized, a conversation. As I shared with you, I am so excited because I have returning guest Lynn Edwards of Virtual Excellence, who you know has worked with me for over 15 years. And of course, we're going to be talking about not only just things that we can do now, specifically those of you who may be full-time business, part-time, side hustling, but also, the season, it's the end of the year, but also just taking a moment just to be grateful for what you have. So, Lynn, thank you so much for joining us.
It is absolutely my pleasure and honor. Thank you so much for having me, Janet.
So, before we get started, and I mean, for those of you, some of you may remember Lynn from past interviews, but for those of you who are just learning about her, Lynn, what made you decide to really start virtual excellence?
So, when Virtual Excellence began, it was over 15 years ago, maybe like 17, I want to say, maybe more. I don't know, because it's been so long. Um, but I started it originally because I was a mom of young children and I wanted to be able to stay home with them and still earn income. And so that's what made me begin the business. But as I've grown over the years, I realized, no matter how many times I've tried to stop, I always end up back here because it's my calling. And so a part of what, who I am is associated as attached to this business, because it's not just a business, it's what I do to engage with community, to help people. A lot of times I've done business and not gotten paid what I was worth because I was just trying to help. And yeah, that's a good thing, and it's not a good thing. You learn those things as you go, but when you know that it's your calling, it's the thing that you do even if you weren't going to get paid. So that's kind of where I am at this stage of my business. But I originally started it just to keep my family together and to earn income, while I was able to stay at home.
Mm. So, with that, Lynn, as we kind of get closer to the end of the year, like what are some things that business people really should think about wrapping up before the holidays? Because I think sometimes we feel that we can just run our business all the way up to the end of the year. And, you and I both know once that holiday season hits, then the next thing you know, we have to slow down and enjoy the holiday. But what are some of those tasks that you think we really should be focusing on?
I think it's important to start wrapping everything up. It's September, but December, I told my husband the other day, I said, December is here. I already see December. Like I'm, I know we have to go through all these other months to get, but it'll be on you so fast. So it's important to begin to look at your business, examine what's there, begin to start to look at your numbers,
Mm,
look at your metrics.
mm,
Like what's worked, what hasn't worked, what is good, what do you need to eliminate? All of the things that you've done through the course of this year, you need to begin wrapping it all up. And it's going to just take some review. It's going to take some time settling and reflecting. I think that's a good word for wrapping up the end of the year. You got to reflect on what worked and what didn't, what was profitable and what needs to go. All of those things are necessary to begin to wrap it up and move on to next year, because next year is here. Like I want to just drive that a little bit in the minds of those listening. Anybody that's listening,
Mm-hmm.
it's already here. Don't wait till December 31st to try to get your tax stuff together. You need to start looking at your numbers now. You need to begin to, don't, this is not a time to scramble. These are not times. We are living in different times. So we can't be in a season of scrambling and trying to, pull it together at the last minute. Start now. Begin to walk through everything that you've been doing through the course of the year, and then just take a look at it and see. Just examine it.
Mm-hmm.
Identify with it.
Yeah, that's
Align with what worked, and get. I'm telling you.
that's good. That's good. That's good because
And you really need to look at what didn't work, so that you're not dragging that into the next year. You're not
yes.
dragging that forward with you.
And that's good, Lynn, because that gets into the decluttering part as well. And I mean, and I've been doing it. I've been like really looking at things, getting rid of stuff, but then also, you're like on my shoulder, like, okay, Janet, you got this stuff and you need to move it and push it. And so I've been doing a little bit of that too, and that's part of the reflective part. But what are some things, because we're getting rid of stuff in regards to digital, but also our professional lives? Like, what is some stuff that we just need to, let's like, you know what? Just let it go.
So with your digital, I want to start. I think I'm going to start with an inbox. So because, we sign up for so many things, we have such great intentions of, being a part of what we sign up for. You're getting a million emails from some place that you originally signed up and then you didn't follow through for whatever reason, no judgment. Whatever reason, let it go. So we got to go through that inbox and kind of kill all of those things and let go of what, okay, well, I did want to do this, but I'm not going to. So let me just let it go.
Mm,
I'm going to unsubscribe. I'm going to delete the old emails. I'm going to clear out what's there that I don't need. Again,
mm-hmm,
again, I think that's a big thing. Just I think we want to hold on to things, but it's important to let go of what is not working, what does not benefit me, what has not taken me anywhere. It's just piling on to all of the things, and then your files and your cloud, you know, all of those things. I'm looking at some of the things in my. I was examining my one of my boxes. I'll just say it that way.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
just realized, I said, okay, I have to go through the things that I really, really want. I need to make a file for them in the digital box, and keep it. And then the things that I'm thinking I don't need, that maybe I'm gonna tell y'all it might be 10 or 15 years old
yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm like, oh, that was a good thing, but it was good then. It may not be good now.
Mm, mm,
So just clearing that kind of thing up. And then just your passwords, you need to begin to protect them, change them if you're going into a new year. Because there are so many different things that are set to try to trap you and to, where you thought that it might not get you. We don't always take the time for those kind of things. You just usually, just putting your
mm-hmm,
password in,
mm-hmm,
using the same password. It's saved automatically somewhere. We got to begin to look at those kinds of things, and just it's a reset. So it's a mindset reset,
mm-hmm,
a mind
mm-hmm,
reset, I should say,
mm-hmm,
and it's
mm-hmm,
a digital reset.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
your tech, whatever things you have. You need to audit what you have in your technology, and what things are, your software subscriptions, the things that just you need. You want to look at what you need and what you don't.
Mm.
I keep going back to that because I think that that's big in businesses, and that's one of the things I've seen with my clients and different. People just want to stay attached and connect. It's like, you don't need this. Let it go. This is not working for you. Get rid of it. I mean, and
Right.
I know that you run into that often with your clients. We have such great intentions, but it's just not what we need to do.
Yeah.
And then professionally,
I mean,
that
you.
client wrap up, you need to begin to review your clients. I mean, what is what you're doing for them working? So I have a client and I'm like, I need to start to shift her into another phase because I feel like we've outgrown a certain phase. So, there's that conversation. There are meetings that are going to need to take place. There are things that are going to need to be restructured so that, she is not just at level. You're going to begin to take what you're doing to a higher
Yeah.
place,
Yeah. And
to
you're
a
good.
better place,
Yeah, you're
another
good at that.
stage.
Yeah, you're good at that. I mean, you were talking to me, okay, Lynn. I just want to tell you that you were talking because I have things saved on drives, flash drives, and things like. But then I'm looking and I'm like, this thing is dated 2018. Is it really relevant now? And for some reason,
Right,
I haven't deleted it. And really, it would take me a minute, less than a minute, to look at it and realize it's not even what my thought process is now.
right.
So yeah, you're
Because
right.
you outgrow things, and we want to still maintain it, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, and you're right, and you're right, and you were so on point with that inbox. I mean, if you knew some of the numbers that I saw when people pull up their emails, I couldn't believe it. And even I was shocked. I was working with some teens. He had 43,000, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Why you have
Right.
43,000? You know, you're in school, yes, but other than that, so So,
Yeah.
so now my next question is, how do you help clients set realistic goals for the new year? Because I mean, you do a lot of different things for your clients. You do images, marketing, social media, podcasting stuff. You do a lot of different things. So how do you help them get in line with, the goals, but also keep them on track? How do you do that?
Uh, I think that the first part of what you asked was, how do you help them set realistic goals? Because I believe that that's where, I'm able to really come in and help a client be realistic. Because let's get real.
Right.
Let's get realistic about what
Yeah.
you really can do
Yeah.
and what you can't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have a grand idea. All right, so these are the steps that we need to take to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are you really ready to do that? And a lot of times, especially with business owners, you have these grand ideas, which as you should, but the implementation part of it that requires the information to come from you is not something that you're always able to do. So, okay, let's look at where we are, what we have, what projects are already on the table, what you want to complete. So I usually ask for, what are the top three things that are important today, and then we can go down the line. Okay, what's important for the month, and then for the quarter. That's the way we're going to have to break down and be realistic about what's going to happen. And then as we're crossing things off of our list, then we can move on to the next thing, because realistically, you're not going to be able to move on until you've completed what we've already set up to do.
And I liked it. I liked it because you're right. Some clients, they do have these big ideas. I still remember somebody called me. It was like a week before Thanksgiving. I want to organize my entire house by the
Mhm.
end of the year. And I'm
Nope.
like, well, are you having Thanksgiving at your house? Yes, Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm doing the dinners. I'm doing this. I'm decorating. I'm like, well, that's unrealistic because and the person was working full time. So yeah. So I understand about that. I understand
Yeah,
about that.
those realistic goals. I mean, and just getting your, like you said, uh, it was a great goal, and it's wonderful that you want to host. But mentally, are you prepared to do all of those things? Physically, are you prepared to be able to output
That's
all
true.
of what's necessary to accomplish whatever it is
That's
that
true.
you're trying to
That's true.
do?
So my next question is, what's the connection between gratitude and business growth in this season?
I think, what's the connection between gratitude and business growth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna try to say this as nicely as I can. Listen, you better be thankful for everything. You have to be thankful for the small wins. You have to be thankful even in the losses. The Bible tells us give thanks in everything, for this is the will of God concerning us. So if we're looking to grow our businesses and to maintain or to expand what we have going on in our lives, what we want to do business wise, you must give thanks. So gratitude and growth,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to go hand in hand. Just having a grateful heart, period. Grateful for the clients that you have and saying thank you to your clients, and send them a gift and send them something that says that you are thinking, a card or something, just to show your gratitude about the fact that they send you a check at the end of the month, interested in your business, that they are, on your team, so to speak, and you're on their team. So there's gratitude that needs to go hand in hand with your growth. I've never seen anybody greedy. I mean, well, people greedy grow. Greedy
That's true.
people grow,
That's true.
but
But yeah,
is it lasting?
yeah.
Is it lasting for the people that
Mm-hmm.
you reach,
Mm-hmm.
that you service, that you serve? Gratitude, just having a heart of gratitude, I think is paramount. And just even in our society,
That's true.
it's
That's
just paramount. Just being grateful, give thanks with a grateful heart.
that's true. That's true. Like you said, they're the ones who send the checks. They're the ones who allow you to service them, and sometimes they put so much confidence and confidentiality in your hands,
Absolutely.
and you truly have to be grateful for that. So, Lynn, many of us juggle. We got the business, we got the family, we got the holidays. So, how do you manage all of that? You pause, and that's okay.
I pause because it's a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
so, it's just taking it one day at a time, step by step. Even just this interview today was a lot for me to put together in my schedule, even though we scheduled it. It was
Understand.
a lot
Mm-hmm.
to juggle to make it happen. But my goal was, I'm not going to cancel. I am not going to postpone. I'm going to make this interview happen. So I do what's necessary, as we all do.
Mm-hmm.
You do what's necessary to to uh, to make it happen in your business, for your business. Even if you have, here's my biggest thing. Even if you have to take a step back,
Yeah.
even if you do have to, cancel, say
Yeah.
I can't do it today,
Mm-hmm.
do it. Don't push yourself to the point that you are exhausted and overwhelmed, but you still want to meet your commitments. You
Mm-hmm.
still want to make sure that you are a person of integrity and character, and that you show up to do the things that you promise to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
Mm-hmm.
that's an interview, or whether that's in your business, you have deadlines to meet, things you have to do. And yes, you have family. I have a family. I have 3 kids. They grown now, Janet.
I know. You got adults. They're still your
Need you
children.
like children
Mm-hmm,
sometimes.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I have a husband. Recently, my dog passed,
I know.
and it was a sad thing. But I had to still show up somewhere the day that he passed, and I had to. It was a lot, but I had to be present and to be professional and prepared and to do what I was assigned to do for that day. Even though it was a sad day in my heart, it was still a day that needed to be taken care of. So the way I handle that, let me just answer it better. I pray. I talk
Mm-hmm,
to God. I look to the hills from where my help comes from. I I have to have people who are assigned to pray with me and for me. I have to have people who are encouragers for me. I have a coach. She talks to me, to motivate me and to get me on track. And so you need to do what works for you and what works in your business and what works for your family. And that is the only way you're going to stay sane and alive and and well and mentally stable.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I definitely agree because, like you said, you want to fulfill those obligations, but there are times when you just have to say, I can't do it. And you got to be okay with that.
And you have to be okay with that, and other people have to learn to be okay with that because
Yeah,
sometimes they're not.
yeah,
But you make them okay. You
yeah.
just tell them what it is that you are going to do and what it is you're not going to do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still remember, some people are shocked, but I still remember it was extremely hot here over the summer. And
Yes.
I had to call a client and I says, it's not safe for me to come out. And they were okay with that. I said, was this other date, here's a couple of other
Right.
dates. And they were fine with that. Because I thought about that. I said, you know what, I'll get out. No, Janet's not going to do that. Okay. So you're right about that. So Lynn, of course, I could talk to you for hours. But I need you to let the people know how they can get in contact with you. And just so you'll know, before she says that, Lynn has done my social media. She's done my website. She has done my ebooks. As you can see, I got a collection of ebooks out there now. So how can people connect with you, Lynn?
So you can always visit my website at lynnedwardsonline.com. I'm also on Facebook at Lynn Edwards Online. Yeah, I think that's it. And Instagram at Lynn Edwards Online. So that's how everyone can reach me. I think I'm on LinkedIn, the same handle, Lynn Edwards Online. Um, but the website is the best way to reach out to me because I'll always see your messages there.
And of course, those watching, but also those listening, I will have all of Lynn's social media links on the show page. So, Lynn, thank you so much for joining me once again.
It is always a pleasure. I hope I said something that was insightful for someone today.
Yes, you did. You always do. You always do. So, what did you think of my conversation with Lynn Edwards? She dropped so many nuggets. I mean, as you could see, I was just writing the entire time. I mean, from really tackling our inboxes to actually just, getting rid of old files. And let me see what else. And of course, changing those passwords. So, I can't wait to hear, and you can comment below what you are going to focus on so that one, you can take care of what you need to for this year for your business, but also declutter so that you can embrace the new year. And what goals are you setting for yourself for the new year? Hmm? Is it maybe a product? Maybe even starting a podcast? What is it? Please share below. Well, continue to be safe, be well. And that's one of the things I always say on my Facebook group: be safe, be well, but most of all, make sure you stay organized. Have a great one.